September 1st, 1939. German forces crossed the Polish border, unleashing a new kind of warfare upon the world. This invasion marks the beginning of World War II, a global conflict that would reshape the entire world. But this war did not begin overnight. The seeds of conflict were planted decades earlier with the harsh terms of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, which left Germany economically devastated and politically humiliated. The economic hardship and national resentment created fertile ground for extremist movements. Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party rose to power in Germany, promising to restore the nation's strength and overturn the humiliating peace settlement. Germany's invasion of Poland introduced the world to Blitzkrieg, lightning war. This revolutionary military strategy combined tanks, aircraft, and motorized infantry in coordinated attacks that overwhelmed traditional defenses. The success of Blitzkrieg was devastating. Poland fell in just 27 days. By June 1940, France, considered one of Europe's strongest military powers, had surrendered. The German war machine seemed unstoppable. As Germany conquered Europe, it formed the Axis alliance with Italy and Japan. Mussolini's Italy joined the war in June 1940, while Japan had already been waging war in Asia since 1937. Together, these three powers controlled vast territories across Europe, Africa, and Asia. However, Britain stood alone against the Nazi war machine. The Battle of Britain in 1940 became the first major defeat for Germany. British pilots, fighting desperately to defend their homeland, proved that the German Air Force was not invincible. By the end of 1940, the initial phase of World War II had transformed the global landscape. The Axis powers controlled much of Europe and were expanding in Asia, but Britain's resistance showed that victory was not inevitable. The stage was set for an even larger and more devastating conflict. By 1941, World War II reached critical turning points that would determine the fate of nations. The war's momentum was about to shift dramatically in favor of the Allied powers. Operation Barbarossa began on June 22, 1941, when Nazi Germany launched the largest military invasion in history against the Soviet Union. This decision opened a massive Eastern Front that would ultimately drain German resources and manpower. 6 months later, on December 7, 1941, Japan's surprise attack on Pearl Harbor brought the United States fully into the war. This attack awakened the industrial giant that would prove decisive in the Allied victory. 3 pivotal battles would define the war's turning points. The Battle of Stalingrad became the graveyard of the German Sixth Army. The Battle of Midway crippled Japanese naval power in the Pacific. And D-Day opened the long-awaited Second Front in Western Europe. The Allies employed coordinated strategies to defeat the Axis powers. Strategic bombing campaigns devastated German and Japanese cities and industry. Naval blockades strangled enemy supply lines. In the Pacific, the island-hopping campaign bypassed heavily fortified Japanese positions. The final stages of the war saw the collapse of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. Soviet forces advanced through Eastern Europe, culminating in the fall of Berlin in May 1945. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945 forced Japan's surrender, ending the deadliest conflict in human history.